a few people have asked me how you set the oil level when using an Accusump. So I figured I'd do an oil change video with the Accusump, showing how to set the oil level, and then as a bonus, I'll show what the Blackstone Oil Lab said about my last oil change. So first up, the Accusump needs to be drained. I have my Accusump valve set up to an electronic switch. Turn the switch on with the engine off and the oil will just drain out of the Accusump. I attached my portable air compressor to the Accusump Schrader valve, then filled up the air side of the Accusump with around 30 psi just to squeeze all the oil out of the Accusump. Once that's disconnected, lower the air pressure to around 10 psi. Now it's time to drain out the oil. This oil was already a little bit warm, so it flows out very nicely. I loosened my US-made AMSOIL filter using a US-made motive tool. I took a quick sample of this 40 WT race oil and sent it out to Blackstone Labs. As always, I cut open the oil filter, and this filter looks really good compared to before. This is a brand new AMSOIL US-made oil filter, and it seems to be doing a lot better job than the Mexico-made Wix brands. The Motor Oil Geek YouTube channel has now convinced me to pre-fill oil filters. A quick wipe of the filter surface, then the new filter goes on. The oil drain nut is installed and torqued to 18 pound-feet. A quick spray with brake cleaner cleans up any oil drips. After fixing my oil thermostat routing, this oil looks a lot better. I think now the filter is actually working properly in comparison to before. My 1 quart race catch can is emptied out. Oil fill cap is removed. It also doubles as a PCV line for my catch can. I put some Rotella T6 oil inside of my Motive Power Filler. Rotella T4, T5, and T6 have good cleaning abilities, so I use it to clean the engine after a race oil change. Race oil has almost no detergents, so it doesn't really do much cleaning. The Power Fill at 30 psi makes adding 7 quarts of oil a breeze. The oil cap is put back on, and the engine is started up. After the engine is warmed up, I kept the idle at 4,000 plus RPM to ensure that the Accusump gets filled to at least 60 psi. That's what my oil pressure is on track. Once I hit 60 psi, the Accusump is turned off. After this first test, it looks like I'm still about 1 quart low, so I added a little bit more oil. I repeated the same procedure and then rechecked the oil level, and now the oil is correct. The reason you do this is because your oil pressure and oil flow is a lot higher on track or the autocross. At idle, the oil level at this point will be about 1 quart too high, but that's fine. At high RPM, things like the valve covers will fill up with oil and the pan won't have as much in it. Now to check what the oil lab results from Blackstone Labs say about this oil change. I used a redline race oil 40 WT this time around. It's a 10W40 full race motor oil. It looks like the wear was very good. This oil was run pretty long, probably too long, but it saw 2,294 miles, 132 autocross laps, and 15 track sessions with around 275 degrees for oil temps. Not an easy life. The most recent test is on the far left column, and the last few tests are labeled here. The iron results are very good. The chromium levels are low, and that's good because chromium usually comes from piston rings. The silicon levels have gradually dropped since I did the first oil change on this motor about 2 years ago. That's mostly caused by new gaskets. Low sodium levels is also very good. That means there's no coolant that's getting into the engine oil. Aluminum levels are also low, so this thicker oil did a better job at protecting the pistons than the slightly thinner race oil. Overall, this poor junkyard engine is doing alright. Next time around, probably around next year, I'll be testing the Lucas Oil 20W50 race oil. Apparently the stock car guys use it quite a bit because it's $6 a quart. Means I can change my oil 3 times as much and still spend less money than the redline oil. So I'll see how that pans out. So now that the racing season is over and winter is about to hit us, you'll be seeing a lot more videos on my Camaro. But you also might see some videos on repairing a F100 truck that my brother just purchased. So stay tuned.